Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jack, Zafra991 here, and what I've got for you today is round 4 F1 2022, my team career. Now you can see here at the moment we're P7 in the constructors standings, and at the moment we've got no points to our name. So that is something that we need to change in this video. So we're going to make some adjustments. We sadly had no upgrades come through, they all failed. So we're going to need to work on that, and hopefully we can get a better result than last time, which you can see there, we got 21st. Technically a DNF. Well, it was a DNF, but yeah, it wasn't ideal. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to put some more energy, put some more money into our upgrades here, and we're going to start with the development feedback here. I do think this is going to help us anyway, get some additional progress on our upgrades. So we're going to start with that one there. Now, as for the chassis upgrade, you can see here that we've got the big red X over the improved energy source. So store. So I definitely need to sort that one out. So we're going to repair that one, and same with the blue one. Or not repair it, sorry, the aerodynamics. But we're going to get this quality control sorted first, because that's going to help us be able to guarantee us an upgrade, basically. The chances of it not being successful are a lot lower. And the beam wing, there you go, has also failed. So let's go sort that one out as well. Of course, we do want to try and make more than one upgrade here, but unfortunately we are limited to just only one at the moment. But we will save up to get the multiple ones when we can. Look at that, 0% chance of failure, so we'll definitely get that one before the Imola or the Italian Grand Prix. And just having a look at the other ones here as well. I do go for this one here, yep. I was thinking about it. It's actually the power train that I was thinking about, but I decided to opt against it for now because I need to try and save some of my development points. You can see what we got in development right now. So we have a couple of bits that are going to come through pretty soon. So in terms of a sponsor, we're going to get this one here because we just unlocked the second one now, and that one we need to achieve a P12 finish or above in a race to get. So I think we can do that. I feel good about this, especially around a track I know quite well. So yeah, here's the car, how it looks now. Got a couple of the sponsors all loaded on here now, which is always great. So this is going to be the Pirelli Hot Lap Challenge. This is going to be at average speed zone here, and I love the sound of the McLaren here. This sounds beautiful. I think this is McLaren Acura. I hope I've said it right. Now I don't know why the HUD was going on weird here. I had the mirror at the top, but I didn't have the gauge at the bottom right, but that's okay. It's really cool actually driving this. I love the sounds in this game. It sounds really good. So we're just trying to carry our speed as much as possible here, and this is pretty much the hardest section of track in my opinion. I always do, actually, sorry, it's the second hardest bit of section of track. I have improved upon it since racing this today, but it's actually this chicane that we're just about to approach. That is the hardest part of the track in my opinion. And we've got a minimum speed of 87.47 there, so not the best. But as we do it for the last time, we get off track there.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are Jackson, Perez and Carlos Sainz. And if today's practice session is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula 1.
We end up getting the second medal in the other Hot Lap Challenge, and we've got a P1 practice time, which is great. So we've definitely improved a little bit in terms of our pace, and because it's a longer video with the sprint included as well, I have cut a lot of the content. If you prefer it like this, where I've gotten rid of some of the other parts, just let me know. We've got an invalid lap time there, so we can ignore that lap, but we'll still continue.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
So we've got Bottas and Ricciardo just up ahead here, who are unfortunately slowing us down a tiny bit, but luckily Bottas lets us through. Hopefully we can get past Ricciardo soon, because we are at purple sectors right now. So we are just trying to get out of Q1 into Q2, and look at that, we get past Ricciardo. So don't need to worry about that for now. And we're going to cross the line here, and that is going to be a 1:18.837 we just got.
Yes, you've just put in the fastest lap.
And you can see there, fastest lap of the session right now, which is amazing. So this is my last time going out in Q1. But unfortunately for me, I just didn't quite get it right there, and I decided to spin it. So yeah, so return to the garage, and we're going to actually qualify P3 for Q1, which is great. So that's pretty good. But of course, we're going to go all the way with our qualifying. We've got it on full now, so we want to try and hopefully do better. Yuri Vips is out the session now. P18 he qualified in, so he didn't get out of Q1. Luckily we did, so we're definitely showing our flexing our muscles around here. Now this bit, as I said earlier, this is a hard bit of track that I did struggle with, but not so much anymore. But actually, it's this chicane right here that I struggle with the most in the track. Now, this is kind of how I have been taking it, and I think I need to carry a bit more speed through there to really get the most out of it. But we end up doing a 1:18.5, which is the fastest I've set around here currently. So I know I've got some pace around here, which is always helpful. Definitely one of the tracks I already know, although we do go off track there, so we do lose a chance to improve our lap. We were down already, but look at this, we're into Q2, and unfortunately for me, I pressed the skip button instead of play the Q3 basically.
Today's exciting sprint. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell, and Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Magnussen and Jackson, Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo and Joe, Vettel, Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda and Yuri Vips, Norris, Gasly, Latifi, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Yeah, so I unfortunately didn't get a chance to do Q3 there. Press the skip button basically instead of the play button or whichever. So unfortunately I do qualify in P10 here, which I think I could have done a bit better. But that's one of them things that we'll just have to live with. We got Ocon go past us here, so we didn't get the best of starts. Taking our notes from our previous video on how to get better starts, and we did do a bit better than we have been. But we look for the move on Ocon, can't quite get it done here. This is a 5-lap sprint we got here first of all. Schumacher on the outside there does get slightly in the way, but then falls back behind. So happy days into P11. Now I'd like to try and get points here, so we need to get P8 or above to get points, and I think I can do it. Bottas on the outside here in the Alfa Romeo. Can we get the move done? Yes, we can. Happy days. There's another position there. So up into P10. Now if this was a normal race, then yep, we'd be in for points, but unfortunately it's not. So we just need to work a bit harder to try and get up into P8. Which is only Alonso just up ahead, so we need to get past the 2 Alpine cars first. And these cars are definitely our competition in today's video, as you'll soon find out. So can we maybe catch Ocon in this chicane here? Oh, I see, I just don't get the best of exits there. Now this sprint race is, as it says, it's a sprint. We're going to not pit here if we can help it, because that will definitely slow us right down. So we're just going to pretty much just go flat out here. 5 laps. And we're going to really make the most of this here, because I know I've got a lot of pace around here. I feel quite confident, especially around the tracks that I've already been at before. I feel a lot more confident at. So Miami next week I'm a bit nervous for, because I haven't driven around there before. So I'm probably going to struggle there, but hopefully we can pick up some points here today. Ocon just 3 tenths ahead of us now. Goes up to 4 tenths, but I think I can bring that gap down. And we got Alonso just under a second. So 3 laps to get a couple moves done seems a bit ambitious, but we could do it if we just focus really. We get really close to Ocon. Maybe could have gotten the power a tiny bit sooner. I do think the car has transformed a bit now. I do feel a lot more confident in it since its upgrades, because those upgrades that failed at the start of the video have come through. 2 out of 3 of them. I think it's just the durability that we're waiting on now. Oh, we do go a bit off there, but we do catch it. Need to be cautious getting on the power out of there, because it's so easy to, it's so easy to get it wrong. But we do better at the chicane that time, which is good. So we've got 5 tenths to Ocon, but as soon as we get to that 3, we got DRS, and there's only 1 DRS zone, and that's on the start-finish straight here. So we don't have too much of an opportunity to make the most of the DRS. But we do have ERS to use, so we're using that at the moment to try and get that gap closed down. And here we go, where's Ocon going? Ocon's going left, we're going to go right. And he does just about keep it on track there, so we don't quite get the move done. And nothing much changes there really for the time being. We get really close to Ocon at the start of lap number 4 here. So we're going to use the DRS and our ERS here. Double trouble. Or at least briefly there anyway. And look at that, we have got past. It's still there at the moment, but we are just kind of going to stay to the left hand side for now. And look at that, we've got the move done mostly. Yep, there we go, we've done it. So P9, now we're so close to points. Can we catch Alonso? on this last lap here, we get incredibly close with Magnussen and Alonso. We get the chicane okay. We're just slightly too far back at just under 2 tenths to Alonso to really go side by side through this section here. I maybe could have dived, but I didn't think it was worth it. And I'm quite glad I didn't as well. So this is it. We're not going to have long, but if we can, we're going to try and get the move done. The DRS zone is right at the beginning here, and unfortunately it's just not going to be enough. That's going to be a P9 finish for us. Personal best finish in our My Team career mode so far. So, you know, I'll take that. That's still a great result. We're only 1 point off of getting, 1 position off of getting points here. So if we can get the move in this race here on Alonso,
so let's see how the
get some points here.
Have changed. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Alright guys, so let's begin with the race here. So I skipped the formation laps for both of these, but we're going to be getting going here, and there we go. We're going to have an okay start, slightly better than before. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. We go sideways there briefly. Ocon again goes past us, but are we going to be able to get the move done immediately on Ocon? We're going to look for it, and yeah, we're going to do it. Oh, Magnussen is just there. Oh, don't quite get past. We leave room for Ocon, but luckily we do get past. So up into P9 now, so we are already in points positions, or actually technically we was already in P10. But yes, we do want to try and get some points here. So Magnussen and Alonso just up ahead there, and I think up to Leclerc or Sainz. I can't quite tell which Ferrari that is from here. Now we've gone for the alternate strategy here. We've gone for the mediums to softs, and that's mainly because we're going to be stuck in traffic, and I think I can pressure the AI into making mistakes later on in the race, especially with my pace round here. So Ocon looks for the move here, but doesn't quite get it done. Luckily we do give him the space, but luckily we don't go into the barrier or into the side of him. So that's good. At least the AI is very smart on this game.
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around.
Okay, so we do go slightly off track there, but don't pick up any penalties, which is good to know. Now Magnussen is just up ahead there. Really don't want to lose Magnussen here, although he's slowly breaking away from us. But luckily we do close down this gap a tiny bit. And we're going to use some of our ERS potentially here. We've got 84, or quickly get strained though. Now the Haas is a very strong engine. I think it's the Ferrari engine, which is what I want to get. So might be looking at that next season here. The Mercedes one has been really reliable for us so far. But yes, this yeah, that Ferrari engine is really pulling its weight. And it's going to be hard to get past Magnussen here. We don't have the DRS to really make the most of. So we're going to have to rely on mistakes, I think, with Magnussen. So we need to pressure the AI. Of course, being on a slower tyre compound is going to be a back foot start anyway. Or it won't be the best time to go for the move just anywhere soon. But we need to just stay on it and just keep our eyes focused ahead and not look in the mirrors too much. Although I've got the virtual mirror at the top now anyway. Which it's good to know it works. So there you go. I can see we're still quite close together here. I can still see, I think that's George Russell up ahead. Oh, we get track limits there. I think it's George Russell's ahead of Alonso there, I think. And we pretty much can see the front of this train for the most part. But we need to keep our upgrades going here to really keep pushing for this championship. Which looks like we're going to be fighting mainly with, I think it's going to be the Williams and the Aston Martins, I think. But if we can actually have a go at the Alpines and the Haas, I mean, that will just be great. That'll really help us progress, really.
DRS now enables. DRS enables.
Okay, here we go. So we are on lap 3 now. We're going to pressure Magnussen into a move. Is it going to work, though?
The car behind
Looks
is
like...
dropping back
Oh,
by
he blocks
about
up. We're going to go for it.
Well done.
And just like that, we have got past. Which is really good. I'm really pleased with that move, actually. Brakes lock up, so we go for it. Magnussen makes a mistake and slightly slows Ocon down behind as well, which is great. Now we're with Alonso, who we were with the last race. Now, can we maybe get the move on Alonso here? I'd like to maybe come away with a P7, because I think the top 3 are, or the top 3 teams even, are all ahead of us. Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari. Looking for the move with Alonso, but we just have a little bit of contact. We get it done though. Happy days, up into P7, so we could be on for some good points here.
The underbody's taking a little damage, just watch out for it.
So we do have a bit of damage there, which isn't going to be helpful, but luckily it doesn't really affect us too much. Skipping slightly forward here, we're going to change our pit stop strategy. It was going to be lap 8 to lap 16, so it would be slap bang in the middle. However, I have amended it to 10, but we might come in at lap 9 or 8 if need be. Just want to give my soft tyres the maximum opportunity to attack later on in the race, really. So Alonso looking for the move, really looking for the move here. And we are side by side. He gets the move done, but we are on the inside, and he is going to get the the DRS here. But on the bright side, Alonso comes into the pit stop, so that actually is not a concern for us right now. And we're going to move up into P4. And moving on slightly forward here into lap 9, we're going to come into the pits this lap. And it looks like Sainz is actually winning this Grand Prix. So Ferrari is winning their home Grand Prix at the moment. We'll have to keep an eye on as to who's going to win this race. But it looks like me, Sainz and Ricciardo are all on the same strategy here, mediums to softs. We're going to come in now and we're going to try and get a good pit stop here. Pit stops is another thing I'm struggling with a little bit. Still need to do a lot of work on it. My screen is blocking the UI on the display, but we're going to get a purple there. Perfect entry into the pit stop.
Removing the right front wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put it behind us now and get back into this race.
Oh, so that time we just lost there was quite significant there. So we lost about maybe an extra 1.2 seconds from that tyre being locked on the front right. And just like that, we have fallen behind Alonso, so we've got to now work to get the move on Alonso again. In addition to all of that, our tyres are going to be cold now as well. So let's just try and focus here, not make too many more mistakes, because that really won't help here. So to be fair, so we actually are going to use it. Just try and break away a little bit and try and keep the pressure on Magnussen to use his. But we're going to see Ricciardo's into the pits now, so we're going to move up into P8. So now we're just behind Alonso by 2.6 seconds, and I think we might be able to get this gap down once we break the DRS from Magnussen behind. So we're going to really get a good exit on that corner there, and that gap's going to go up to 6 tenths. We're going to get to 7, not quite yet. As long as we do well in this last section of track, which we do actually, we do pretty good. We're slowly getting that gap higher and higher, and that's it. We've broken the DRS to Magnussen behind now, so we just need to keep it that way. Luckily, this next bit of track I think I can do pretty much I can do a lot better now. So now we just need to work on getting Alonso, and he's 2.0 seconds ahead of us right now. So that gap's going to come down, but we only have 5 laps to do that.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.0 seconds.
So we've done a pretty good job at executing our corners and our apexes here. Not the best, but as the car gets better and we get more experienced, we will start figuring it all out. So we're going to be initiating lap number 12 here, being just outside of DRS range, 1.6 laps to Alonso, 1.6 attempts to Alonso.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
So we're doing a great job there. Magnussen and Schumacher 2 and 3 seconds behind. Now we are within DRS zone range of Alonso, so can we maybe get the move done? We've got 3 laps to try and do so, or 3 and a bit laps even. So we're going to use it, and
well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
And that's right. So as Mark was saying, we do need to be cautious on our tyres, because although our tyres are faster, the mediums will have better durability. So we might be about level and level. Maybe I'm just slightly ahead in terms of pace on Alonso, and I do think I've got the pace on Alonso as well. But that gap now, 4 tenths, we're going to really close down that gap here, and I think we could get the move done at the end of this lap if we can time it right, or if not this lap, the next lap. So we're going to be breaking out that 50 board there just briefly, and then swinging it round. I want to be as smooth as we can be here, so not touching the brake until we get to this point, or that point even, should I say, the halfway mark where you start to see blue on the left. Now as we go through the chicane for the 13th time here in this race, or 4 times, 5 attempts, we are slowly getting this gap down to Alonso. I do think we could have some pace on the Alpine in some areas. I think for the actual top speed, we don't, but for the corners, we kind of somewhat do. Just coming out the corners, we don't so much. So definitely need to improve our car by getting the upgrades, and we might be able to contest with Alpine. I mean, judging from the performance today, we definitely have that opportunity. And at the moment, we're beating both the Haas cars, so let's just keep up that momentum. That'll do us massive wonders in this one. I don't know where Yuri is, actually. I think Yuri's slightly later down the pack. Could still be in P18. But we'll have a little look on that later. Lap 14 here. And look at this, Alonso's just 4 tenths ahead of us now. We are getting closer and closer each lap. There's less and less of a gap, and all we got to do is make sure we're in the DRS range at the end of this lap, or at the start next, to really, well, maximise the chances of overtaking, really. And look at this, we have gotten down. We could make the move even sooner, actually, than the start finish straight, if we can keep within the right distance here. Oh, don't get the best traction coming out of that corner. As I was just saying, I think the corner exit speeds need work for both myself and actually for the upgrades as well. Need to just work on getting a bit more confident on the pedals. Okay, but we are firmly in DRS range now, 6.3 tenths behind Alonso, or 6 tenths. It's coming down really quick now. Now we do get a pretty good exit there. We're going to use our ERS and DRS here. Here we are, we're going to be able to get the move done here. We're coming in like a torpedo right now, or like a missile. And we're going to go around the outside, the long way round. And now we're going to be able to get the move done. Alonso here. Oh, not quite. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, we go into the back of Alonso there. I think we came in a bit too hot and we just didn't have time to react there. So unfortunately, we get a bit of damage, and that's actually going to lose us so much time. And in addition, lose us so much traction as well. I think that damage has actually really made us go on the back foot here. So look at that, we've already lost a second to Alonso, and that gap is actually going to rise very quickly. So unfortunately for us, that has kind of ruined our chances of P7, but we could still secure a P8 here, as long as we don't make any mistakes between now and the finish line. I'm going to check a flag. With Schumacher and Magnussen very eager to get past behind as well. You're going to see here, this chicane with this damage, just not ideal there. But we do okay at that, actually, to be fair. Now we're going to skip forward here. It looks like Vettel is out the session, as that just popped up as we skipped it there. And there he is on the left there. That's Vettel. Unfortunately, he gets a DNF. Must have got off track, had some damage or someone, I'm not too sure. But because of that, we're going to not gain any positions. Oh, it looks like Magnussen's going to go for the move. Oh, backs out of it. Just nearly goes for it. Ferrari gets the win here. Charles Leclerc gets the win with Sainz in P2. Max Verstappen in P3, I think that is. I don't know, he's in P6 even. Okay, let's have a little look at the top 3. I think it could be Hamilton, actually. But we're going to come away here, luckily, just about coming away with a P8. Definitely could have been a P7 if we just timed our momentum right and just avoided the incidences there. But a personal best finish of the series so far. So I hope you guys did enjoy that there. Michelle getting the fastest, with the driver of the day there. And I think the fastest lap as well.
And that's it then for the EMILIA Romagna Grand Prix. And what a sensational victory they've managed to pull off here. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
And there you go, you can see Charles, Carlos and George Russell, there you go, our top 3. So Ferrari taking it home for their home Grand Prix. What an amazing result, and that's going to definitely change things up in the standings, I think. There's definitely going to be some changes, I reckon, in terms of the overall points.
Currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out there on track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next
So it looks
one.
like Ferrari have currently taken this championship for the time being, with Red Bull not too far behind. We actually have some points now, 4 points, and we're just behind Yuri at the moment by 2 points. So definitely need to keep working on getting them points and hopefully maybe finishing above him. But look at that, we're going to get some acclaim here. So is Yuri. We're catching up actually to Yuri, which is great. And we're going to get that level 6 acclaim boost. So happy days. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you're new. On our way to 1k subscribers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much and take care.